Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Be kind, please rewind. I know I haven't been around much. Very busy, but quite happy to be here to talk about the mid-season of Andor, which I think is just fucking fabulous. It's, without a doubt, the best thing I've been watching that's Star Wars related ever since, I don't know, I think I got to go back to Empire Strikes Back. I think Empire Strikes Back is the last time where Star Wars was treated as a serious material, stuff that was done for as much as adults as it was for kids. I mean, the drama of it all in Empire Strikes Back really felt like it was something that was made for adults more so than for kids. But of course, the fantasy of it all is attracting kids to the show, right? And so I don't think anything has ever topped Empire Strikes Back for Star Wars material, and Andor just did that now with its 6th episode. So I gotta say, like, the casting of this show is just fabulous. Diego Luna, of course, brings it again, and I think the show stealer of Andor is probably Skarsgård, who I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, who's just has such presence when he's on screen in this show, and I've been adoring what he's been doing. And of course, Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma again is just is a pure delight to watch. And I know that there's been some critique that that the show was slow, but I absolutely don't get that. I mean, sure, there's not it's not a full every episode full of action, of course, but there's so much happening within those dialogues and within this story that means it's just so captivating. I just wish there were more episodes released at the same time, because it's hard to wait for the following week. And of course, the way you want to build a story so that you get your audience invested is exactly what they've been doing. They take the time that's needed to establish every character the right way, so that we get invested in the story. And when comes episode 6. And I forgot to say, this is going to be a lot of spoilers here, so I'm going to talk openly as if you're watching this. I figure you've seen the show. So when it comes up to episode 6, to the 6th episode, I mean, you're invested. You don't want you want these characters to get through this, right? And of course, there's always in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, somebody's got to go. And I was listening to Christian Harloff, who's saying, of course, we knew that people are going to die, but we didn't know how they were going to die, and certainly not expecting they would die the way they did. So it was just heartbreaking to see these characters go, and at the same time, you're going through this 6th episode, and you're thinking okay, something's going to go wrong, or you're sort of, we've seen so much heist movies that you're thinking in the back of your mind that the obvious is going to happen, something's going to screw up, and it's going to screw up the mission, right? But it doesn't just, the mission works fairly well. They were just being a little too late, and just the obvious danger of it all, having guards there and having soldiers that are protecting the vault and everything. It doesn't need to go wrong for anything to happen. Even in the case, in this case, pretty much everything went well, and still they ended up having to fight and fire, and the result of that is some people died. But it just wasn't done in a way that you would expect it as much as you would in many other heist shows. So I think the whole build up actually delivered, and that's something that it really had to land in the 6th episode, because it had to deliver. It had to bring the action and the intensity that was there, and the thrill that was there, and they absolutely accomplished that. And I gotta say, I don't understand why some people have said that this didn't feel like Star Wars. I mean, it's absolutely feeling like Star Wars, and some of these shots through the whole series, actually. But I mean, in this episode specifically, the 6th episode, where the TIE fighter shots, Like when the pilots are entering the TIE fighters. I mean, it put a huge smile on my face, and I'm smiling thinking about it right now because it was just so beautifully shot, and it was just so thrilling to see like the pilots getting ready and jumping into the TIE fighters and all. I thought it was done brilliantly, and of course they were setting up this special day on I can't remember the name of the planet on top of my head like that, but that special day where the indigenous people were waiting to see this special event in the sky, and which they call the Eye. I was sort of looking forward to see what it was going to look like, and it was cool to see there was some sort of spiritual or cultural happening on this planet that was something that we haven't seen anywhere else in Star Wars before, and I was looking forward to see what this thing was going to look like, and gosh, did it deliver. It was so beautiful and so well done. Look, I don't think they had a misstep in this show as of now, and I've been absolutely thrilled. Everything is so beautiful, everything is so well shot, everything is so well directed, and the dialogues, oh my fucking god, the dialogues in there. Again, coming back to the visuals, I mean, everything is looking good, and everything's looking real. Everything looks like it's a tangible place where people have been living forever on any of those planets. So my hat's off to the production designers who have been doing a fantastic job of setting up those environments and make it feel like these places exist for real. You can't help but be in there with those characters, right? So, I mean, this show is absolutely stunning. It's the best thing I've seen in the Star Wars universe for a long time. Of course, I said it earlier. It's the best thing since Empire Strikes Back, no doubt in my mind. I think it's better even than The Mandalorian, and I quite like The Mandalorian. It's certainly much, much better than Obi-Wan Kenobi. And you know what I think about that show. And it's and Book of Boba Fett, I mean, is not even close to be competing with that. So I'm super happy and looking forward to see where they're going. Now that is a big question from now on, is like what's going to happen. Oh yeah, what really, I think what was the icing on the cake for that show is that you for that 6th episode is that you realize that coup that they made on by stealing the money is actually the first real blow from the rebels that actually woke up the Empire, and they're like, okay, something's happening. So I'm guessing that going forward, we're going to see more of the built up of the rebellion, of course, and the Empire looking into what's going on. So I'm not sure, like, do we need legacy characters to get involved in that? I mean, if they're coming to the realization that there is a rebellion building, I guess they're going to have to turn to I don't know, maybe Tarkin or Darth Vader or it would be hard for me to imagine that the Emperor himself would be engaged in that, but obviously someone from higher ranks is probably going to come in, I would think. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm wondering, what do you guys think is going to happen later on? And did you like the show? I mean, I'm super looking forward to talking about it with people, because my girlfriend hasn't been watching. Well, she's been watching like the episode. I think she watched first and second episode. She didn't find the time to watch other episodes. So I'm like, I can't talk about it with anybody or a couple of friends from texting. But that's about it. Anyway, what do you think about it? Let's talk about it in the comments. Appreciate you being here. If you like what I had to say, please click subscribe and share that video. Thanks.